Oh, interesting.
Okay, good morning. My name is Alex, and I would like to welcome you to
Please rise for the singing of the gospel, The Texture of Life on page 221 of the service book, followed by recitation of the Golden Chain and Melodies on page 5.
and Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Please join in the chanting of the Sutra Jusei on page 95 of the service book. During the Sutra chanting, we will have a shoko or incense offering by the following. Grammar school student, Jules and Rainer, adult Brian and Akita.
We will now listen to a bumper message by Reverend and Shibata.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. The Four Noble Truths for 4-year-olds that we started together. And if you happen to not be here, I wanted to just start out by just reviewing briefly what the Four Noble Truths are for us, which we know that they're one of the major teachings of the Buddha, one of the first teachings of the Buddha. And this talks about our suffering in our lives and how we can possibly bring awareness to that suffering. And so, again, this is Buddha's Four Noble Truths for 4-year-olds. And so I found this, I believe it was on Facebook, and it's a wonderful way to teach this very important lesson to some of our youngest members, which are our children. And I think even as adults, we can get a lot from this too. So the very first truth is that sometimes people feel sad. And that's maybe every day we might have a little sadness, every other day, but things make us sad, and this is the truth in life. And the second noble truth is that sometimes the thing that makes people sad is not getting something they want or getting something they don't want. So I'm sure many of us can kind of think about times in which we perhaps wanted a toy or maybe a candy at the store. What is the newest game system? Is it a PS5 is the latest one? Maybe we wanted a PS5. Target was sold out, Walmart was sold out, and we were really sad that we didn't get a new gaming system. And to shed light on these first noble truths, I shared this little book, It's Not Fair. So there were many circumstances in which children felt like, hey, this incident in my life wasn't fair. And we kind of just shed light on, yeah, sometimes we do feel this way and it makes us sad. So I had another book in my library of children's books to talk about the third and fourth noble truth. So the third noble truth is shedding light again on our suffering and how can we alleviate some of that suffering. So the third noble truth for 4-year-olds says, there is a way not to be so sad about not getting what you want or getting something you don't want. So we can find relief in our sadness. So that's a truth in our lives, that there is some relief. Okay, and how do we do that? The way is to not think about what you want at all, but instead think about how you can be kind and helpful to your teachers, your friends, other people, animals, bugs, and everything that lives. So essentially what this is talking about is not holding on to all of those attachments, those desires that we want. And of course, it is our human nature to want certain things. However, if we can focus our attention to perhaps being kind and gentle, as the golden chain stated with that we read just previously, being kind and gentle to every living thing, teachers, friends, even bugs, and all that lives. And perhaps that might allow us to bring more awareness to the suffering of ourselves, the suffering of others, and to be able to maybe brighten up their day a little bit more. So I wanted to just briefly share this story that kind of, I think, summarizes number 3 and 4 of the Four Noble Truths. And this is Hey Little Ant. And this is by Philip and Hannah Booz, illustrated by Debbie Tilley. And this is the 20th anniversary, so perhaps maybe you've seen this book before. Hey little ant. The kid says, hey little ant down in that crack. Can you hear me? Can you talk back? See my shoe? Can you see that? Well, now it's gonna squish you flat. The ant replied, please, oh please, do not squish me. Change your mind and let me be. I'm on my way with a crumb of pie. Please, oh please, don't make me die. The kid said, anyone knows that ants can't feel. You're so tiny, you don't look real. I'm so big and you're so small. I don't think it'll hurt you at all. The ant replied, but you are a giant and giants can't know how it feels to be an ant. Come down close. I think you'll see that you are very much like me. Kid said, are you crazy? Me like you? I have a home and a family too. You're just a speck that runs around. No one would care if my foot came down. The ant said, oh, big friend, you were so wrong. My nestmates need me because I am strong. I dig our nest and feed baby ants too. I must not die beneath your shoe. You're having dinner on a bottle cap. The kid said, but my mom says that ants are rude. They carry off our picnic food. They steal our chips and breadcrumbs too. It's good if I squish a crook like you. The ant said, hey, I'm not a crook kid. Read my lips. Sometimes ant need crumbs and chips. One little chip can feed my town, so please don't make your shoe come down. The kid said, I'll bet all my friends squish ants each day. Squishing ants is a game we play. They're looking at me, they're listening too. They all say I should squish you. This little kid said, stomp 'em. The ant said, I can see you're big and strong. Decide for yourself what's right and wrong. If you were me and I were you, what would you want me to do? Should the ant get squished? Should the ant go free? It's up to the kid, not up to me. We'll leave the kid with a raised up shoe. What do you think that kid should do? What should they do? What should that kid do? With everything we talked about today and the recitation of the golden chain, which was great timing that we read it. What should this kid do? What do you think? Leave the ant alone? Mm-hmm. And why do you say that? What comes to mind in regards to the teachings? What was that again? I couldn't hear you.
About switching the other ants before him.
And what do you think happened to all of those ants that got squished before him? They died, yeah. And how do you think the other ants felt though? They were sad, yeah. So, right, other ants might have passed away before because of another kid's shoe, or even at my house if I might have sprayed them previously. But, you know, it really made me think about it. Like, they're all living beings too, and I know they're little pests, and sometimes it's more annoying than anything else to see little bugs in our house, and sometimes you might even be afraid of them. But they're just trying to live their life too, and they might be confused too if they're in our home. And so there was one minister that I had heard of from Kusada, and he had served at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple. And from what I heard, Reverend Kusada would not kill any bugs at all. Even if there was a trail of ants in his home, he would just let them be. And that has to really show the amount of compassion and the deep understanding that Reverend Kusada had regarding the suffering of all beings and preventing that suffering. So yeah, hopefully we could really learn from this book and this little ant to understand how right thoughts. Maybe at your home today, you'll just say, hi, little ant, and live your best life, and let them live their life as long as they can, as joyfully as they can, to remember that we want to do everything that we can to be kind and gentle to every living thing. Okay, so to conclude my message, will you please join me in Gassho? Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu.
Now we'll have birthdays for November. Are there any students with birthdays in November? If so, please come up. Adults, Lance Matsumoto and Noriko Shimozaki. Are there any other adults with birthdays in November? If not, let's wish a happy birthday to our dear friends.
Okay, time for announcements. So we have the save the date. Our craft bee will be back. It's on January 13th. The details are currently being finalized, but please save the date and consider joining us and packing that gym. The church has a new mailing address. You can come up here afterwards. I'll leave it on the organ. We had to transfer to a PO box because of difficulties getting mail. So it's a PO Box 8038, Stockton, California, 95208. Do you love to sing? Is singing a hidden talent that you would like to share with the Sangha? If so, we welcome singers of all abilities to join our temple's new endeavor of starting a choir. It is Reverend Candace's wish to have a choir to support our gathas during our Sunday services and to help introduce new gathas in our newly dedicated gatha book. Again, singers of all ages, that means you students too, and abilities are welcome. Please leave your name and contact information on the sign-up sheet that's in the foyer. Reverend Candace's monthly book club, the study class continues on October. Oh, that's Pat. Are you gonna have one in November? Okay, so November we will have a break and it will resume on the, is it the fourth Wednesday? Fourth Wednesday of December at 6:30. Okay, so remember that fourth Wednesday in December, 6:30, we will resume. Their current read is Buddhism of the Heart by Jeff Wilson. Mochitsuki will return on Sunday, November 19th. The order forms are in the foyer and also attached to the email Karma. Please return your order forms to the office by November 11th. Don't forget to support our temple by buying your gift cards through our temple. Again, this went out with the Karma, and I'm not sure if order forms are in the foyer, but you can see they are. Okay. And then they're also available in the office. And the list is huge. So if you're getting ready to buy for Christmas, please consider buying through the temple. Sangha Club's continuing collection of aluminum cans and recyclable plastic bottles. Donations may be left by the white bin under the carport. Please help keep those recyclable bottles and cans out of our landfills while supporting one of our youth organizations. And SBWA will be having a meeting following the Shosky service at 11:30 in the mini chapel. Are there any other announcements?
Now we dismissal the class. Please observe good etiquette and do not enter the aisle before the row in front of you. Those students who did not offer incense before the service are asked to do so before leaving the home. Oh.
Nice to meet you. I'm having issues with this thing today. Just this. Oh, I was down for 2 days, up, down, and I go, and I felt bad, and I go, okay, and then I felt bad. It's the way it goes, you know. It's done now. Thank goodness. I woke up and I thought, oh, I could have gone to church, and then I thought, what if I don't? I won't. It is what it is. The sandwiches are in the walk-in. Pardon? The sandwiches are in the walk-in. I put the chips in the bowl. I put the little trays. It's one of those silver boxes like but I covered it with so there's 16 pack, and then I got Charlie a sandwich. I got my mom and I labeled it. So, yeah, yeah. We just need to go. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I apologize for the delay. Thank you so much for your kind attendance today for our Shotsky Monkey Memorial Service for the month of November. We were so fortunate to have a nice group of kiddos during this morning's service, so it was nice to see them. And treats for 4-year-olds. if you might have been here a little bit, which interested, memorial service with the chanting of some and some respectful callings. And we call upon Amida Buddha, who's the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. We also call upon Shakti. I will offer the Kyo Gyaku November. Higashi, Mikhail Honda, Bessie Katsue Horita, David Hota, Kotoe Hota, Shoichi Stephen Hota, Teruko Terry Hota, Iwami Ikeda, Masao Inamasu, Yoshio Ishin, Katsuharu Ito, Misao Ito, Hinayo Iwamoto, Kaiso Kamigaki, Kaoru Kaneko, Shinobu Kanekuni, Kenji Kawase, Yukie Kawase, Satoko Kimoto, Frank Takeshi Kosugi, James Kenji Kubo, Mary Kusama, Calvin Matsumoto, Carol Toshiko Matsumoto, Shigemi Matsumura, Saihachi Maeda, Mitsuo Menda, Raymond Tadao Mizuno, Wayne Michio Mizuno, Jerry Akira Morinaka, Frank Noboru Morita, Ishii Morita, Masaru Morita, Noboru Morita, Miyoko Betty Moriwaki, Satoru Nagai, Gary Wayne Nagata, Yoshiko Mildred Nagata, Frank Michio Nishida, Mitsushige Mike Nishimoto, Haruyo Nishioka, Jiroku Nishioka, Osami Ita, Takao Nojima, Ken Oshima, Sylvia Oshima, Tsuji Oshima, Yoshi Oshima, Bob Shigeru Ota, Shinobu Sako, Kamekichi Shimoto, Doris Sumie Shimura, Ikuyo Shiojiguchi, Jack Sugimoto, Erlene Takahashi, Bessie Shizuko Take, Joyce Miyako Takeuchi, Hisako Tanaka, Yoshiko Tanaka, Kengo Terashita, Kikue Tokunaga, Misao Tomimatsu, Yoshi Umino, Michiko Umeda, Masaru Uekubo, Tokyo Uesugi, Henry Wakabayashi, Nobuaki Wakabayashi, Chisato Watanabe, Hitoshi Watanabe, Yumio Chacha Watanabe, Misao Watanabe, Yoneko Watanabe, Hanako Yabumoto, Mitsuaki Akira Yabumoto, Ren Yamada, Miyoshi Yamanaka, Yukiko Yanagi, and Yae Yoshioka Yasui. We realize in the cherished memories of those we love and have lost. The impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of life's impermanence. May the lights that burn brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to the Amida Buddha's light of wisdom and compassion. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
So at this time, we will continue the service with the chanting of Sambutsuke. And Sambutsuke can be found in the White Service book on page 81, but I believe it's starting on page 82. Okay. And for those of you who are observing this Shotsuki memorial service, I welcome you to come up and offer incense during the sutra chanting. Sorry, I didn't tell you before that. Okay. Will you please rise for the singing of the Gatha to Sholaluta verses 1 and 2, and this 1 and 2. This can be found on page 222, and this will be followed by the three treasures on page 2. three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord, in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we're able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to share my Dharma message for this month's Shotsky Monthly Memorial Service. And again, thank you so much for joining us today for this special service in memory of our loved ones and friends in the Dharma who have passed away during this particular month. So today, again, we're here to remember and honor them. And for each of us, there are particular days or months of the year that may have a significant meaning. For example, September, the month of September will always remind me of my mother's passing. And of course, for that particular month, we also observe my maternal grandmother's passing as well. And so many of you can think about those specific days in your life in which you have lost your loved one. And we can think about even other significant days of each particular month, which might include our own birthdays, perhaps anniversaries with your partners, the birth dates of your beloved children, when you might have adopted your pet, when you graduated from school, and of course, as I mentioned, the day in which we lose our loved one. In regards to these occasions, perhaps when we celebrate birthdays, we go to birthday parties, you go out to dinner with your sweetheart on your anniversary, you give your furry friend a special treat when you adopted them that particular day. And in addition, in Buddhism, we honor and remember our past loved ones with funeral memorial services, subsequent memorial services, very specific to when they passed. And we observe this Shotsky monthly service like we are today in November. However, we also have other observances during the year in which Jodo Shinshu Buddhists honor our past relatives and our friends in the Buddha Dharma. And perhaps one of these occasions that you can think about is Obon, and the other observance, which is the Eitai-kyo or Perpetual Memorial Service, in which Reverend Umezu was our guest speaker last month. So this, from what I had researched, the spiritual origin of the observance of Eitai-kyo goes back a few centuries after the historical Buddha entered Nirvana. And at this time, lay followers practiced many types of offerings. And this included building stupas for remains, or offering services for the maintenance of the temples and their compounds. And the purpose was to accumulate religious virtues to be directed to the deceased or for themselves. This spirit has been carried with Buddhist traditions as Buddhism spread into China, into Japan, and this practice of making offerings in the form of sutra chanting and ritual has become part of the life of many Buddhists. The Eitai-kyo service is observed not as a means of accumulating virtues directed to others, but it's an opportunity to express one's dedication to the Sangha, or community of Buddhist followers. So many rituals like sutra chanting, donations provided to the temple from Sangha members are very symbolic expressions of this dedication and deep appreciation for the Buddha Dharma. And so as we learned last month, the term Eitaikyo means perpetual chanting of the sutra in memory of the deceased, signifying that all those who have passed away lived in the teachings of the Buddha. And even today, as part of our Sunday Dharma service, and of course, just earlier, we chanted the words of the Buddha as well. And this occasion gives each of us to even affirm our own understanding of Buddhism and this awareness in our everyday lives of the teachings. And this is all because of the Buddha, the historical Buddha, the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, and of course the Buddhas of the 10 directions that we welcomed in the chanting of Sangcho, which includes all of our loved ones and their friends in the Dharma. And this affirmation gives us precious opportunity to really see how the Dharma has helped our lives and to allow us to realize this interconnection of our lives as well. So acknowledging our Dharma connection to those who have passed away also empowers us to further pursue this path of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, which have been our spiritual treasures. And the great virtue that may be accumulated in the Pure Land is through the practice of our Dharma in our everyday lives. And so perhaps I think I've been doing some memorial services and funeral services. It feels fairly frequent within even the last couple of months. And when I am able to learn more about the loved one who has passed away, it really does touch my heart and my mind to learn more about them and to be with the family during this particular time in their life that they're really grieving. But I always think about the opportunity for us to be able to come together because of the life and the passing of that particular loved one who has passed away. And being up here, of course, I can see everybody. And I look out and I see all of the friends, family members who are all gathered for that particular funeral memorial service, and that expression of their love because of their attendance as they honor and remember their loved one. And so again, regarding even the rituals that we do in these particular service, and of course because of the significance of Eitaikyo, it's important that we chant the sutras of the Buddha and even the writings of Shinran Shonin on a regular basis. And during the sutra chanting, we're able to praise and thank the Buddha and Shinran Shonin for the teachings in our everyday lives. And of course, it allows us to be connected to them, our loved ones who have loved us and provided for us, influenced and supported our lives every day. Because again, our connection in a particular way in regards to chanting the sutras. Are there specific songs that you listen to or that when you hear them, it connects you to your past loved one? So what are some of these songs that Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I always think I do like love because of her. However, also too, the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu, which we sing on a regular basis here at the temple, also reminds me of her because it was the song that we sang at her funeral. And to be after she had passed away because it was my Shosky Koyo song of the month called Remember Me as to this month's song of the month. And with the help of a previous temple member from the Buddhist Church of Florence, I remembered or I learned more about the heritage of the Mexican Day, the Dia de los Muertos, Day of Servants of gratitude for our loved ones who have passed away. And if you haven't seen the movie Coco, where this song originated from, I don't want to give you any spoilers about the plot. But it's a very beautiful and very touching film about a young boy. And he wanted to be under the family and the matriarch of their didn't want any music in their household. However, he just had something within him that he was very passionate about playing music, especially playing the guitar. And luckily, his great grandmother was still alive. And all of these things happen, and he actually goes over to the other side and he encounters his deceased relatives. So I don't want to give too much away, but have many of you seen this movie Coco? If not, you should see it. It's really touching. Again, many spoilers, but there are many parts in the movie where I especially tear up with. And let's take a moment to look at the lyrics of the song and listen to this particular song, which I hope will kind of summarize. Thanks for your patience as I was having some technical difficulties connecting to the speaker there. I'm so sorry. But again, so I hope that this song maybe resonates with you. And the movie and the song really does kind of pull at my heartstrings. See what I did there? If you know the movie, if you know the movie, you know he plays the guitar. But I think it's because too, especially if you listen to the lullaby, or when he is singing with his great grandmother, he really was encouraging his grandmother to remember her father who had passed away. And this was essential to allowing his memory to remain and to continue. And it really does encompass this meaning of Shakespeare memorial services, Day Taiko and even Old One. And the essence of this song is to remember our loved ones who we did have to say goodbye to. And again, our loved ones may be far away, but they don't want us to cry because they too are enlightened beings and they're calling to us from their land. And even though, again, they're no longer physically with us, they are always guiding our lives and in our hearts. And as the song says, may our song never stop beating. That also means that even for our Eiteiko service, or any service for that matter, even chanting at home, that chanting the sutras every day connects us to the Buddha, and of course to our founder Shinran, and to all of our loved ones, which are all still very important, even though we can't see them on a regular basis, physically be with them. But when we do chant, we are connected to them of many generations ago of family members, friends in the Dharma, and even connects us to the Buddha as well. So today and every day, I hope that we can all be mindful of chanting the sutras and be grateful that the sutras Allow us to be connected to our loved ones and to others, and that we are living this life of interconnection and oneness. So please, if you don't have anything to do today, go watch the movie Coco at home on Disney Plus. And I'm sure that you'll enjoy the movie too. Please join me in Basho to conclude my speech. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. I would like to conclude my message with the reading of the letter on white ashes by Randall Shirley. So please bow your head in reverence and in reflection as this letter is read. White ashes. And silently contemplating the transient nature of human existence, nothing is more fragile and fleeting in this world than the life of humans. Thus, we have not heard of human life lasting for 10,000 years. Life swiftly passes, and who among us maintain their form for even 100 years? Whether I go before others or others go before me, whether it be today or whether it be tomorrow, who is to know? Those who live before us are as countless and as fragile as the drops of dew. Though in the morning we may have radiant health, in the evening we may be white ashes. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever, and when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. Though loved ones gather and lament, everything is of no avail. The body is then sent into an open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only the white ashes. There is nothing more real than this truth of life, the fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old, and therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teaching of the Buddha and awaken to the ultimate source of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we shall come to fully appreciate the meaning of this life, which is unrepeatable and thus to be treasured above all else. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the unexcelled value of our human existence, and let us live with the Nebutsu, Namo Amida Butsu in our hearts, humbly and respectfully. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So will you please join me in the singing of the Gatha? And please rise. Then Undoksa number 2 can be found on page 197 in the White Service Book. May we truly reflect with gratitude and humility on that which we have been allowed to receive through the teaching of the Buddha. May we always endeavor to listen intently with our fellow being to the summoning voice of Amida Buddha, and together as one, be born in Amida's pure mind. With a radiant and balanced mind, may we each regard all living beings with loving kindness without limit. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. You may be seated. Okay, so this will conclude today's November Shakespeare Monthly Memorial Service. Thank you so much for your kind attendance today. And mochi suki, that's one announcement. So if you would like to order any mochi, the order form is in the foyer, so you can pick that up. For those of you that participate in the thank you, in the book club, we'll be taking a break for this month. However, we'll be resuming the fourth Wednesday in December. And please save the date for the annual crab feed, January 13th, 2024. And reservations open up on December 1st. And please be aware that we do have a new mailing address. And we have a PO Box 8038, Stockton 95208. Okay. Unfortunately, we've been having trouble receiving our mail, and hopefully this will prevent that from happening. And for those of you that love to sing, please inquire with me if about any questions that you might have about us getting together for a choir, a song of choir. Let's see. And then, so mochi will be on Sunday, November 19th, and that will be the pickup, okay? And please return your forms by November 11th, so that's coming up. Any other announcements about? Okay, so thank you everybody for your kind attendance, and please continue to stay safe and well, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you. No, my notes, no.
So those of you that are online for the SBWA meeting, please hang tight. I do have to relocate to the mini chapel, so we will keep this link open. Charlie will be watching it for us. And then once I get a